In last week's episode, Scotland Yard's flying squad mounted a huge operation, waiting week after week to ambush the robbers. Everything the squad tried was unsuccessful.
They're very calm if they are robbers.
And Operation Crozon had a major setback when 3 of the robbers unexpectedly drove into a car park where armed police units were waiting.
Oh no! Can we get in the car? Get in the car! Get in the car! What they thought when they come into that car park, I don't know. I mean, we felt absolute horror.
One of the flying squad's biggest operations was facing complete failure. To the relief of the flying squad, the robbers appeared not to have noticed the police or our camera team in the car park. 048912. Surveillance on members of the gang and a red Vauxhall Astra they'd stolen as a getaway car convinced police that another robbery was imminent. All the indications were that the target would be Lloyd's Bank in North Harrow. Detective Inspector Berger had assembled a team of 50 officers, 18 of them armed. Some of the police were concealed in OPs, observation positions, overlooking the bank. Others were in flying squad cars known as gunships. The specialised firearms unit were in grey Range Rovers.
Target 4 has turned up at his home, and he's changed, and he's gone round to target 1's address where he is now. It's got to be today.
Yeah, brilliant. Cheers. Right, they're all in the car, and he's got a happy bag, it looks like, with him.
What do they call the happy bag? What
A happy bag is happiness for us, i.e. it's a bag, and we hope it contains the right things.
The right things being weapons, evidence of intent to rob.
Yeah.
Bank's open. Yeah, the bank's open. Yes? Yeah, the bank is open. Yeah? 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 All right, lovely. Cheers. Gents, we have 1, 4 and 7 in Force car with happy bag. Coming this way. Do you want to get your stuff on? OP5, OP4. OP5, OP6. Yeah, keep all transmissions down to them, and because they'll be coming in contact with our transmission tower.
I'm starting to move towards our Golf Sierras. Right, so it looks as if 2 and 3 are out of the game, doesn't it? Okay.
I just hope they're not spooked. The last thing we need for any reason is an ambulance coming through, fire brigade with the 2-tones, and just agitating.
The right into the lower road.
They've obviously been and just checked the car then, haven't they? But they're still in their friendly car. Well, that's what I'm trying to do. None of the voters are working. What about yours? Is it working?
Vehicle 8 is right outside our premises at the junction now.
Received. Yeah, got it. Stay down. It's the Peugeot. Gents, get down. It's the Peugeot. Another voter.
The red Peugeot was owned by one of the robbers.
Keep it down now. Coming round now.
Into the P road. Out of view of the OP.
There you go. Yeah, contact to OP6 and pass this and lost on OP6. Right, they're coming back. Make sure everybody stays down. There they go. There they go.
OP6 should be where they are looking up in your direction.
Yes, received. That's Did you hear that, gents? They're looking up at buildings. We're going to have at least 20 minutes of this.
5-0 from 5-2. Can we just have grids? Because I want to move the ships out in a minute.
There is no control of the vehicle at this time. We have control, we will update you.
Yes, received.
Relay from OP7 from OP6. The targets have driven past the Astra, over.
When we go, you've got to keep up with me. You can't go any other way but the way I go. All right.
Contact OP6. We have India 1 walking on the pavement next to the Lloyd's Bank. OP6, over. Yes, he's walking along the Pinner Road to the junction of Station Road, having a good look around.
When we go in, Mitch, I'm going to wave them through at a point on a hit situation. Let them go round us, and we'll plug the gap, the natural gap that they create. Okay? But I don't want to get past the back of their cars.
Stay down, Jim. Stay right down, you can see. Yes, looking back at the junction, looking back down Pinner Road and Station Road, now outside the Lloyd's Bank. Stay down, he's looking. Yep, he's looking up at all the buildings. Still standing outside Lloyd's Bank, looking back down Pinner Road. Still looking around.
Hello? Yeah, well, I'll hand you over one minute.
Hello, mate. Very, very well. He's having a good look around. Right, he's looking around. He's back on the plot again. Do you want to keep this line open a bit longer? Bob, you've lost me. All units stand by from OP6. We've got the Peugeot at the lights of Pinner Road, Station Road 2 up, over. We knew this would happen. There's another 10-15 minutes of this. No? Okay. Ring Bob. I'm just updating, but it's not worth him bringing his cars in just yet, because we've got no control. I'm sure he knows that now. But no control, and they're still in the Peugeot. And they're still looking around the plot. They're still not happy with it. But they're so good, especially for youngsters.
How do you feel about them at the moment?
Very apprehensive. I'm so concerned that this observation post, or any of the others there, don't show that they're actually observing them. But they've got to be totally happy before they actually get on the pavement. And if there's any doubt in their mind, they won't get out. So they've gone somewhere. Whether they've gone to pick up something, or they're just sitting up. But we haven't got control of them, so that's the most dangerous for us, because there's more chance of us being seen. But I think another 15 minutes, 20 minutes at the most, and I think they'll be in if they're going to do it. Yeah, contact, coming round, now in Pinner Road, past our position. Now they're going to go to the car.
A surveillance team watched two of the robbers transfer from the Peugeot to the getaway car, the red Vauxhall Astra.
Four still in the Peugeot, parked away. And the two suspects, 1 and 7, are in the Astra. And they're putting stuff into their waist belts. They're both wearing gloves. Right, have a look around, gent. I will look to the left, I'll look to the right. But stay down, gent, for Christ's sake, stay down. Okay. Nothing at all. No, he's all right. Don't have to move, gent. India 1 is not under control. Right, get down.
Contact India 1 walking Pinner Road towards the premises.
Looks like India 1 might have something down his trouser leg. Right hand trouser leg.
Yes, that can confirm he's fiddling something on the right side of his trouser leg. He is actually walking past the premises along Pinner Road towards Harrow.
Yeah, so right, behind the bank. That's right, behind the bank.
Get down.
Right, Sam, the Astra is Pinner Road, outside the library. India 1 is just behind the vehicle.
Get down.
Okay, the Astra is right next to him. Can you see that?
The red Astra was now parked close to the bank.
Full contact. We have India 1 standing at the telephone box, 4 and 7 walking towards the bank.
Hands in their pockets.
Confirmed, hands in their pockets, they're walking round towards the bank. 1 is still in the telephone kiosk by the Astra.
Outside, by the till point.
25 is eyeball. They're by the till point. They're moving away back round to Pinner Road.
Contact with OP6, walking back towards the Astra. They're in Pinner Road. The vehicle is parked next to the bank on the opposite side of the road to OP6.
OP6, is it the Astra, over?
Suspects, India's 4 and 7 into the vehicle. India 1 is casually talking on the telephone. India 4 and 7 talking in the vehicle. Still no change.
Go on, move up.
Looking back at India 1. India 1 is in telephone box. Gloves are on both suspects, hands in pockets. Out of sight to OP6. James, I want you downstairs. Stay down there.
Both in hoods on. Nothing as eyeballs. They're into premises. Stand by. The glove is on.
India 1 is still on the pavement of the telephone kiosk.
Stand by.
At this point, an elderly customer entered the bank. The man on the left was holding a child.
Attack, go! Attack!
Don't move!
Stay where you are. Weapon there,
Steady. No, steady. Yes, one more down there, he's caught. Steady.
Don't move!
And the other one. Right.
We need one more. No, just redo him on the other two cuffs. Forget the old ones, do him on the new set.
All right, boys.
Okay?
All right.
Nobody's told you, you know that you're under arrest, don't you? Yeah? And you know that you don't have to say anything unless you want to. Do you understand that? Yes. Good.
No, it's a bit loose. Just leave him there. Hold on, mate.
What were you in? Jim, cover that junction till they come back. Uniform.
Yes, it's under the rear. Right, someone picks it up. Do a seat check. Finish it off.
Can't understand me. You haven't had any photographs yet?
You're lying already. No? No? Yeah, nothing's done to you. What's your name? Your proper name. Don't lie with the name Jones. What's your proper name?
You'll find out for yourself, it's Kevin Michael Patrick Jones.
Next 5 will be off the ground, I'll tell you where when I can.
There's no paint here. Take as long as you want. Okay, right, get his arms.
Sorry, you've got a pair of gloves on.
Yeah, alright. Right, he's okay. Right, he's alright. Hold
Got a
it.
photograph of me.
Hold it. Put the camera. Okay, right, stop. Not bad day, Bob.
Brilliant, eh? That's what it's all about, months and months of work. And our luck changed, that's what I've been saying the whole way along. We've got to make our luck change, and it did. And we've got 3. And they're beautifully controlled. Nobody's injured, nobody's been shot, police or villains. And it's now back to the hard work, because this is where the work really starts, because we've got to try and convince the jury now they did what we're going to tell them they did in court.
Over here, we have all the list of the property. We've retained some of it for the time being, some of it for a bit longer. All your items of clothing for exhibits, and obviously the firearm and the other items that we retained. And then lastly, the bag with the £4,110 cash. You agree to all the contents on there, signed directly underneath. Here's the sign.
Any reason for that? No, it's right from my boots, isn't it?
Detailed reconstruction of the day's events now began.
Right, there's nobody in at number 19, but they've effected entry, and there's no one in at 49 Waverley, but they're going...
2 female cashiers were terrified when the robbers entered the bank and demanded money. As they left with over £4,000, one of the men said, "Thanks, girls. Have a nice day."
Up until the point where they went into the banking premises, they were in full control of whatever was going to happen on that plot. The minute they were in that bank, the game was then mine, and I could then decide. One of the confusing points was that we didn't expect a woman to run out of the bank, because the radio message was a bit confusing at that point, out. Well, that was the signal I wanted from the observation point, out, and then I was going to give the attack.
Attack! Attack! Go! Go!
Now, I wasn't sure if it was the old lady running out or them running out, but we gave the attack and we had it away from the bank premises, and we just couldn't control that last bit because target 1 was still by the phone. But when I got there and saw that the car was open and engine running, I could understand then that he was literally just going to leap off the phone into the car and be the getaway driver. We trapped them in. There was one that target 4 who did a little run, but we had that covered and we caught him, so he didn't get away.
No, just redo him on the other 2 cuffs.
Target 1 was our main objective, to convicted armed robber, and obviously it's harder when they're convicted. They know what they're doing, and he's there. He's on the pavement.
Target 1 was James Doyle. Jason Nicholas was target 4. Kevin Jones was target 7. The flying squad had been given information that led them to a safety deposit box registered in the name of Doyle and another member of the team, Malcolm O'Halloran, target 2.
It's heavy. It's very heavy. It's unloaded.
Is it best to put them all back in that bag?
Unloaded.
There's a sawn off in here as well?
Yeah.
That's a single barrel one.
I think this is a box of shotgun ammunition.
That's an old one, isn't it?
What's the big one? 45, I think.
3 sawn-off shotguns, 2 revolvers, and 500 rounds of ammunition were discovered. The manager of the safety deposit box company and his solicitor, who were also present, had no idea what was in the deposit box. 7 weeks later, the flying squad had located the other members of the Crozon team. The force firearms unit were called in to arrest O'Halloran, who was believed to be armed and dangerous.
Stand up on the front. Let us know when you're in. Yes, all units stand by. Andy, move up. We're about to go in.
Yeah, received.
Okay, Carlos, when you're ready, go, go, go. Go, go, go. Yeah, stand by, Bob. There's a dog right behind the door.
Ray, you got any metal cuts? Yeah.
Right, Nelson, I'm DS McCready, DS Allen from the flying squad. Basically, I'm arresting you for committing or conspiring to commit 97 offences of robbery or attempted robbery while in possession of firearms. In relation to that, you don't have to say anything unless you wish to. What you do say will be taken down in writing and may be given evidence. Do you understand that? We've got a search warrant in relation to the premises. What we're going to do is do a systematic search of the premises, looking for evidence that may relate to those robberies. And on completion of that, you're going to be taken to West Tennant Police Station and questioned in relation to those matters. Do you understand? Yeah. Okay.
Have a look at the cut, dude. Oh, yeah, well.
1,250 pounds was found under the bath in O'Halloran's house.
Right, Sarge. I'm DS McCready from the flying squad office at Finchley. This is Mr. Malcolm O'Halloran, and he's been arrested for having committed or conspired to commit 97 offences of robbery or attempted robbery whilst in possession of firearms.
On the 6th of June 1994, at Snaresbrook Crown Court, Kevin Jones pleaded guilty to 10 armed robberies and was sentenced to 20 years in prison. Jason Nicholas pleaded guilty to 9 armed robberies and was also sentenced to 20 years in prison. Malcolm O'Halloran pleaded not guilty, but was convicted on 26 charges of conspiracy to rob and sentenced to 24 years in prison. On the 21st of October 1994, Noel and Adrian Dennehy were sentenced to 5 years imprisonment for their involvement in the taking of Vauxhall Astras to be used in the robberies. All 5 have appealed against sentence. On the same day as the Dennehys were sentenced, James Doyle, the leader of the Crozon gang, was brought back to England by the flying squad. In February 1993, while on remand, he had escaped to Southern Ireland and was recaptured after 6 months on the run. Another 14 months and 10 court appearances later, he was extradited to stand trial. On September the 11th, 1995, at the Old Bailey, James Doyle was sentenced to 24 years in prison for firearms offences, escaping from custody, robbing Lloyd's Bank in North Harrow, and an indictment for 25 further charges of conspiracy to rob. In all, the flying squad believed the Crozon team were responsible for 104 armed robberies. At the end of the original trial, Judge Owen Stable said to the court, Detective Inspector Berger and all the officers of the flying squad at Finchley, SO11 and SO19 who assisted, should be commended for their work on this investigation.
Scotland Yard is back next Thursday night at 9:30.